What's up guys, Technicals here. Today we're taking a look at the Threadripper again because if you followed us on the last video, my 1950X, it was the processor I used in my main computer. Now I'm mining on it. I got a little CPU rig going here. We got it up, got it stable, but temperatures were a concern and we kind of knew this was going to happen because it's on a 240 AIO. We knew that that was underpowered since it was going to be under constant load, and you can see here the temperatures on it climbing up significantly. I know the processor can handle it, but if with it being on an AIO, it's given me the heebie-jeebies. So as I had mentioned, we ordered a different cooling solution, which we're going to pop in today to see how it works. And I'm very interested in this because with CPU mining, everybody uses air typically. And air coolers, while you can get them pretty cheap, you know, you can get them like an $8 AMD cooler or something like that, which works great for some things. For this processor, I'm going to need a beefier solution. So I got this Dynatron. It's made for servers. It's going to be loud, rated at about 48 decibels, 2,500 RPM, but kind of a small little form factor. One of these high-powered sort of Delta fans, these big, thick boys, rated for heat dissipation up to 225 watts. So I think it's going to do a great job. And at 50 bucks, that's not too much more expensive than a comparable Noctua, you know, regular consumer grade fan. If noise isn't a concern for you, you got your CPU miner somewhere next to ASICs that are all loud like I do. The noise, it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this sucker on. We got the thermals here. We're kissing 85 to 90 plus. It's warm in this office right now. It's maybe like closer to 80 degrees in this office. It's pretty warm. Why do I have a jacket on then? So the temperatures on this are going to be quite high. So let's see what we can get out of this here and then out in the building where it's going to be living its life. So roll that beautiful build montage bean footage. Yeah, it's no wonder my thermal sucked. Jesus Christ, I don't know what I was thinking. Oops. Gotta zoom out for this one. So, this is a big beefy girl. You know, as much as I'd like to trust them that they put some really good thermal paste on here, I'm just gonna add my own. All right, so I don't actually have any of the good shit, but I do have plenty. I've got some Thermal Grizzly, but I'm saving it for my KSO Pro. Usually you do the X with the dots, but I saw a guy doing just a whole shitload of dots, and I kind of like that idea, so I'm gonna do that. Here is my super scientific thermal paste spreader. You should only ever use these. Don't use the spatulas because the spatula cartel wants you to think you can only use spatulas to spread it around, but a hard drive, spare hard drive brackets, you just smooth it down with a box cutter here on the edge, make excellent spreaders. So yeah, observe. If nothing else and this doesn't work, then you know what not to do, and I have provided a valuable community service. Now I'm just fucking around. All right. You're not decorating the cake here, Matt. Let's go. All right, so when I was looking at it, I thought I remembered that Threadrippers had a hotter area biased to one side. I think it's towards the center of the motherboard. I can't remember. I looked up online. I couldn't find any heat maps or anyone saying that one side is heavier than the other, and I'm trying to think about the configuration of this. Whether the majority of the heat plate is contacting the southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere, and I sort of flip it around because there's not going to be a GPU on it impeding the intake. But then I was also thinking about the orientation of the board once I put it on the stands. This part will be towards the bottom, and I'd much rather be sucking air from lower and exhausting it upwards than trying to pull it down or pull it from above and down. Just because colder air is lower, so I'm gonna go with this way. Smooshed. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm not crazy about this. The processor is visible. You can see it outside of here. I've never encountered that ever, to where you could see any of the processor. Alright, well, someone smarter than me designed this, and it had okay reviews, so I guess we're gonna go on faith on this one, boys. There she blows. So significantly larger. It's rated for 3U. Although there was a review on Amazon that said it does not fit in a 3U. But I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, that seems like it. Maybe these heat pipes are a little too. Is this heat pipe okay? I guess that's just the seal. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to load into BIOS and see if I can set the CPU fan at maximum, so at least we can get a sound reading. I mean, it's louder than a normal fan, but this is nothing. I was expecting the whine of like an Antminer fan. All right, so I'm crying uncle on this one. I'm not sure if it has to do with the full processor not being contacted by the cooling plate of this cooler or what. After I shut it down and turned off the video, I was like, maybe I'll try the undervolting again. Looked online and saw some people had some success at lower than what I was running at 1.27. Wasn't happening. I'm crying uncle on this 1950X. I'm looking on eBay, and the motherboard and processor combo, maybe I can get 300 bucks for it. I'm not about waiting around forever to try to milk out an extra $5 out of this thing. So I think I'm gonna throw these on eBay and just kind of fire sale it off as much as I can, because the 5900X that I had built, I didn't do a video on it. I just got it to learn on. It does essentially the same hash rates with none of the headaches and underclocks easily. So once I can move this and sell that frees up some funds. Perhaps we throw that into another CPU mining rig, 5900. Maybe we'll start to see some discounts on the 7000 series now that the 8000 series first round is out, and maybe there's some opportunity there. But have no use for a Threadripper. I'll probably include the AIO, and I'm going to return this Dynatron. Ultimately, this is my learning experience in CPU mining. This is the best way for me to learn, is to make mistakes and fuck up and potentially waste money, because I can read everything all day long, but it just doesn't stick in my brain. Xennial with Gen Z tendencies, problems, so to speak. Gonna throw this on eBay, get rid of it, free up the funds, because I'm not allowed to spend outside money. I can only spend money from things that I sell or from crypto proceeds, so that gives me some opportunity to get something else. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you run on a Threadripper? Have you tried running on a Threadripper? And is this the correct decision for me to dump this thing and get into something better? I'm eager to know what you think in the comments below, because everything I look at, it seems to indicate that no matter what I do, I'm never going to be able to achieve any level of efficiency with this thing that's on par with what I could get for the same amount of money should I sell this thing, because this thing still has a lot of use for somebody out there that's looking for that prosumer grade processor, because it is still powerful. I mean, even though it's older, it's still a very good processor. Check the description below for links to everything we talked about. If you want to buy any of this stuff, I'm going to put links in the description in case you want to try it out. And if you do, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.